Today we're doing a beef Wellington. Kind of exited out the video just a minute ago. Well, just a second ago. But yeah. So I went over this already. You want to sear your steak, right? Or your Wellington cut. You do not want to cook it, okay? So what you're gonna need: eggs. Oh, cover that in Dijon mustard. What you're gonna need is eggs, clear plastic wrap. Here's your phone. Well, the other thing we're gonna do in this video, while we're waiting for this to freeze over, like cool down to stick. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna be making chamoy. What's it called? Parma ham.
Really screwed that up.
I did. She's really fine cuts of meat. Overlap this. I'll lay it down very slowly. I epically failed on that, didn't I?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Well, I
See
can
if
do
I
it.
can save it for you.
I can do it without. I hate mushrooms.
You're doing all the dishes.
Well, I'm sure I am. I don't know what's going on here. Parma ham. Pretty confusing. Pretty confusing stuff here, mate. Okay. Now you want to put your meat on there. Okay, hold on. Hopefully I don't mess up with this pack. Because I didn't know Parma ham was this hard to pick up. Alright, now you want to let this part refrigerate for 15 minutes.
Maybe I should have.
You got them, slime? Okay, so now we're gonna make our gummies and chamoy. What you need is gummies and chamoy. Pour your chamoy in. Get your chili. So are you gonna go get that roaster thingy?
Yeah, as soon as she texts me back.
I got that much. Do we have any rubber gloves?
sink in the center. Are there not? Here, let me look out here.
We do not have any. Well, in reach. Find them?
Nope, no rubber gloves. You're just gonna have to double wash your hands.
What do you see in there?
Look in the bag.
And the Hoosier bag? It's fine, I'll just use my hands.
Just double wash them.
Yeah, I will. Try to use one hand. Look at that.
Hello. I don't think so. Yeah, hang on. Let me look outside.
Okay, so now what you want to do, you're going to cover that with clear foam. Cover that, and you're ready to eat. I'm going to put these inside the refrigerator and take out our Wellington. So you want to unwrap it. Didn't break. Good. Oh, what the clip? Oh. Okay. Now I want this. Alright, now you want to wash it with egg yolk. Separate bowl. Y'all are some fags. Now you're gonna want to put this in the refrigerator for 5 minutes. Oh crap. Put this in the fridge for 5 minutes. Now, I don't remember Ramsey's full video. I don't remember the temperature that he wants to put it in for. So I am gonna get some sour gum worms. Y'all are gonna watch me eat them. Eat them, schmeat them, and treat them. Oh, what was that? Eat them, schmeat them, read them. What's that, Rita? And y'all can listen to this video too, because I'm gonna watch the full thing. It's our 65th week, not for 63rd. Alright. Yo Loco or whatever on TikTok. You ain't got nothing against me, and I ain't got nothing against y'all. But I've had y'all stuff. Not that good. Too little of the, I'll think of it, chamoy. Too little chamoy. On the curb. When you think your TV's on, when you put your TV on 1%, you're trying to be quiet, and then it goes vroom. I'm slow. There's the F. Bennington.
With moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, your plans can change at any time.
Beef Wellington has to be the ultimate indulgence, one of my all-time favourite main courses, and it would definitely be on my last supper menu. My version is a lot lighter and sexier, and for Christmas I'm going to give it an added twist. First off, the fillet of beef. Now, look at it, it's beautiful. First, the most important part is to sear it. Salt, pepper, the fillet is the leanest and the most expensive cut of beef. It comes from underneath the lower backbone, a part of the animal which has very little muscle, and this is what makes it such a tender cut. Very, very hot pan, olive oil, and literally roll it around the pan. We're not cooking the beef, we're just searing it, which will really help to give another layer of flavour and beef in. Lovely. Now use the side of the pan so the beef sears down the back when you tilt it. It's a secret to get it done quickly. It gives that really nice roasted flavour. Delicious. Once you've got the colour, very carefully lift up the beef and sear it on top and sear it on the bottom. Out and onto the plate. English mustard. What this does now, it gives it a bit of heat. Slightly brush the mustard over the beef. So really important that you do this as the beef comes straight out of the pan. And as the beef starts to cool down, it absorbs all that heat from the mustard. Horseradish is a really nice alternative as well. Just leave that to sit and relax. As the fillet rests, prepare the filling, which is called a duxelle. Put 700 grams of chestnut mushrooms into a blender, add a chopped clove of garlic, season with salt and pepper, and mix. Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without chestnuts. I just crumble them in to the mushrooms. The chestnut's sweet, nutty flavour works brilliantly with the earthy taste of the mushrooms. And because they contain more starch and less oil than other nuts, they have a much softer texture that is perfect for the filling.
That one was really sour.
That smells amazing. It smells like Christmas. Once the mixture
Now I
is
chose
finely
not
chopped,
to use mushrooms
cook
because
on a
I
hot pan.
don't really like
This
mushrooms.
removes the water from the mushrooms.
Again, there
and
might be a
intensifies
part
the
2
flavour.
because I think this only gives me 30 minutes.
You can see the water coming out instantly. Such an essential stage, really critical to the success of the Wellington, that you dry those mushrooms out and get rid of all that water. Take the mushrooms up even further, some fresh thyme in there, which will make it really nice and light and flavoured. When all the water's been fried off, remove from the pan and leave to cool. Then start assembling the Wellington. Stage 1, wrapping the beef fillets. First of all, these wonderful slices of Parma ham, and look, beautiful. Overlap it and set it there. So the secret of overlapping the Parma ham is to make sure it contains all those juices coming out of the beef. In the traditional recipe for beef Wellington, a thick chive spring onion pancake is used instead of ham. But the Parma ham makes the dish much lighter, and its sweet salty flavour really complements the mushroom and chestnut filling. A little touch of pepper, no salt because the ham is naturally salty. Just a little twist of pepper. And then from there, your mushrooms. And basically, mushrooms go on. Use the back of the spoon to spread them nice and thinly. Half an inch from the ends. And rump holes. No, hop it. Every time there's meat, out he comes. Next, lay the beef on top. And very carefully, fold that over. Now, we're going to lift that up and wrap the beef nice and carefully. So all that mushroom and Parma ham is encasing the beef all the way over. Push it nice and tight, roll it nice and tight, and go all the way over. Now, the secret from here is to really let the Clin-Plum do the work. Just nip it at the ends and squeeze. And what we're doing is just creating this wonderful sort of cylinder shape off, and then just twist it nice and tightly. And the tighter it is, the more perfect the shape. Then place in the fridge for 15 minutes to firm up. Once it's set, it's ready for the final wrap. So with a tin film,
Save some for school
puff
tomorrow.
pastry,
Or not tomorrow.
beef.
Friday. Or Monday.
Now,
If I even go, I feel like going to school.
first roll the puff pastry over the beef until the 2 edges meet. Then trim off any excess pastry and twist the ends together to ensure the beef is completely sealed in its pastry case.
See, I think I messed up. I think I put the egg wash on it
Get really
before
nice and
it
firm.
was
Make it
ready.
Really cylinder type. Tin film over
Oh, I have a mullet, by the way.
and just pull that nice and tight. But the big secret behind this is that it can be done the night before. And the tighter the tin film, the better the shape. The more even the shape, the more even it cooks. Put it back in the fridge for 5 minutes to firm up again. Then take off the tin film.
Can y'all get off the counter,
Insert the perfect
please?
cracker.
Off?
To give the pastry a lovely rich golden brown colour when it bakes, brush it with egg yolk. And then finally, you don't have to do this, but it's a chefy thing.
Hold on.
With a decoration. Back of the knife, down, and then just twist and mark the pastry. When it comes out of the oven, it's got that wow factor. Add a generous sprinkle of salt to ensure the pastry becomes lovely and crisp. Then bake in an oven at 200 degrees for around 35 minutes.
235.
Once out of the oven, it's crucial to let the Wellington rest for at least 10 minutes. This allows the meat to relax and reabsorb its delicious juices, making sure it's tender and succulent. Nice and gently. Look at that pastry, how crisp that is. This is the bit we've been waiting for. Oh wow. My God. I'm in heaven. And for me, if you want a really nice change to roast turkey, this has to be the ultimate for the table. It smells Christmassy. The chestnuts, the mushrooms,
Drop it out
and
of
the
the
nice
groceries
crisp pastry
so I can see.
on the outside. Look at it. I'm ready to die and go to heaven.
Okay, so while we wait for that, look at my little design thingy I did.
What is the fresh mozzarella with the creamy center?
Ah, that's Murata. It's right here in the deli case. Belgioso is the freshest and the best-selling brand.
Belgioso cheese, tradition, art, sapore.
We're gonna watch some more Wellington videos. How to make perfect beef Wellington. Well,
If you ever wondered what pure luxury tastes like, you've come to the right video. And Gordon Ramsay, if you're watching, this is for you. I'm sure many of us are familiar with it. It's one of my favorite things of all time. It's basically a tenderloin that's wrapped in many beautiful names like prosciutto and a duxelle, and the ever so famous puff pastry. It's, you know, kind of, well, incredibly daunting for a first time. But look at me in my eyes. I promise you that once you watch this video,
it was my first time ever making it, and I seem like I did everything right, except for the egg wash.
if this is worthwhile, I mean it. Now I'm not teasing, and let's do this, shall we?
Let's eat some of that prosciutto.
Obviously. Now, nobody really talks about this, which is honestly quite a shame, but you need the right kind of tenderloin. And by that,
Can you get off the counter, please?
tenderloin, also referred to as chateau brie. That's always good. Basically, you need something that's even in thickness from one end to the other. This is a chateau brie.
Ouch.
I decided to take the ends off and, you know, make it a little more even because I just do everything like that. And you want that bad boy to weigh in at 1.5 pounds or 650 grams at 2.5 to 3 inches thick. Now just let that come up to room temperature. And
Enjoy my side.
You let it come to room temperature. Now while the tenderloin's coming up, we're gonna make our duxelle. Start off by finely chopping 1 pound or 468 grams of mushrooms with a knife or a food processor. It can be a mix, or it could just be all cremini or button mushrooms. Here I have a mix of cremini, maitake, and hedgehog mushrooms. Also, for the record, I'm not calling out Kenji J. Lopez. This just needs to be at room temperature because you need to sear it very, very quickly.
For talking about that much stuff, use 2 knives.
Slightly smaller than pea
Fitting it in
size
between
fish.
one.
You essentially want it to make a paste when it's cooked. Next, fill a pan with 2 finely chopped shallots, 3 finely chopped cloves of garlic, and 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of olive oil. That's right, in a cold pan.
Final process is almost complete. I got the oven heating up. Final process is almost complete. I got the oven heating up.
That will not risk any color at all. Then add all of your mushrooms and season generously with salt and continue cooking on medium heat very often until they've released and simmered off the majority of their liquid, about 5 to 8 minutes. And once you've done that, you're going to add 2 shots of vodka. That's a joke, by the way. You're actually going to add 3 tablespoons or 44 milliliters of whiskey, along with the leaves of 2 fresh sprigs of thyme. Then just let that simmer for a minute or 2 to cook off the alcohol and reduce it until there's almost nothing left. Then just let your duxelle cool off on the side. Okay, so now it's time to sear the beef. Heat a pan that'll accommodate the size of the roast over medium-high heat with 3 tablespoons or 44 milliliters of some sort of high heat cooking oil. No oil. Pat your room temperature beef dry with a paper towel and season very generously with salt and pepper. And make sure to coat all sides. Then once your pan
I gave a little bit
from
from my dog.
smoking, add your beef to the pan and sear on each side for about 1.5 to 2 minutes, no longer. Just try and get a little bit of caramelization. You really want to keep that inside almost raw because it's going to be going back in the oven. You don't want it to get overcooked or baked. And don't forget to sear off those end butt pieces too. Need some color too. Oh look, there's my butt too. Yeah. So what's it?
I don't feel like watching that.
You ever wonder if there's more to life than just telling people that Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need? You don't need that. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Today I'll be doing something really exciting. Beef Wellington. After so many requests, I don't know what it is about this dish. I think maybe it's because it's just so incredibly hard to make, but I've gotten so many requests from so many people to make this dish. Cooking a tenderloin is hard by itself, but when you've wrapped it in many layers, including a puff pastry on the outside that has to be cooked to golden brown perfection, it makes this thing extremely difficult to execute. Let's give it a shot. I actually learned this trick from a chef that has a 3 Michelin star
Thank
restaurant.
you.
You can go double knife if you're chopping up lots of stuff.
And this is where I learned that.
This should be about good for now. Add 2 tablespoons of olive oil with your chopped shallots and 3 cloves of garlic. We just sort of want to gently sweat these until they become lightly translucent. And I'm just going to do this over medium heat so that I don't really give them any color. I didn't think I'd get emotional, but these shallots are making me cry a little bit. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my mushrooms. And I'll follow these with a
Hey, what's my oven at?
I really just want to get all the water out of these mushrooms.
What's my oven at?
Okay, now that this is cooked down for a while, I'm going to give it a little bit of white wine here. I prefer that to some of the other alcohol that they put in beef Wellington.
Alright, it's almost ready.
To each his own. And then I'll just toss in a few sprigs of rosemary. I'm not a big fan of thyme either, so thyme doesn't really add much for me. It's just not a great herb. So rosemary, that'll get a nicer flavor out. Goes better with beef to me anyway. Now I just have to cook off that alcohol, kind of get rid of that moisture, and I'm good with this step of the process. And I can already smell that rosemary coming up. Rosemary with mushrooms is just mind-blowingly delicious. So this looks like most of the moisture's come off. I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the heat and move on to my beef. So for my beef, I'm going to start by rolling it literally in salt and pepper. So first, go ahead and get a bunch of pepper.
It's ready!
Open shot at the part, you really need to season it up, make sure it's super well covered. And then I'll go a bunch of salt. I gotta make sure to do that on all sides. For the cast iron pan, I'm gonna add a little bit of high smoke like oil into the bottom of the pan. Once this oil is lightly starting to smoke, I'm gonna go ahead and add my beef.
this, Mom? Can I use this? Look how beautiful this looks.
You'll see it coming in from the outside in. Don't forget to also stand up and cheer on both ends for a second too. And now
It does look good.
for a second. We're now actually going to paint this entire thing with Dijon mustard. Make sure you get a really nice coating in there. It's going to sort of soak into this beef. And
What?
let it sit and coat the entire piece of beef in Dijon mustard.
Yeah, first of all,
And now
Mark, stand
let's
on my
start
leg.
to roll
Oh,
out.
really?
So for the crepe, I'll start with just a little bit of butter right there.
It's also Saturday, so.
Oh. I'm stupid.
Mustard and here's some mushroom mixture.
I mean, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, sure, you can stay home, Mark.
Whatever. I'm gonna open this. Oh, thingy.
Poke the bottom of my pan. This is gonna be one gigantic crepe. I'll just roll this around, make sure it's fully covered. It should only take about a minute. Now just slowly start feeling the edges of the crepe. Like that. My goal is gonna be to try to flip it.
It's a Santa Claus thing. Yes, I so believe in Santa Claus. Fuck you. Note.
Okay, so to wrap this up, I'm gonna go ahead and put my
Little
crepe
key.
down my board. I'm gonna put my other half crepe down my board as well. So I'll lay around my
little
prosciutto right
card.
down the line. Again, this is gonna wrap right around my legs. Really give it like a nice depth to actually sort of wrap it, you know?
I'm on the
Then
nice
we're gonna
list.
layer my mushroom. It's exactly how we want it. Put the Wellington right at the start, and then very gently and carefully
Santa.
roll this all up. And before
It's
cooking,
almost
we need to set.
Christmas Eve.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put plastic wrap all around this. Keep it all in this one nice compact unit here. I'm gonna make a quick egg wash over here with 2 egg yolks and about a tablespoon of water. I'm gonna paint all over my puff pastry where I'm gonna lay my Wellington down.
No.
Then I'll unwrap my Wellington and I'll gently place my Wellington at the very start of the puff pastry. Now, just like last time, I'm gonna pick it up and gently roll. Once I get to the end, I'm gonna pinch off the edges of my Wellington to sort of close it off. And then I'm gonna gently cut with my knife along the bottom to seal it. I'll do a gentle roll to really seal this up as much as I can. We don't want this thing opening up in the oven. Before sticking it in the oven, give it one last egg wash. This will give us a beautiful golden brown crust. And we're just gonna bake this at 400 Fahrenheit in a convection oven to get that beautiful golden brown crust. So gently lift my Wellington onto the cutting board here. It was delicious would be an understatement. Now, if I can, I'll slide it right off my plate. Voila, you have a beautiful beef Wellington. Now to the true moment, cutting it.
And she always brings something.
And now,
Keep up the great
the moment we've all been waiting for. Okay, I have to say, I'm actually pretty speechless. I have never made anything this complex, and it could not have turned out better. It's such a crazy thing, and your heart is beating when you're cutting this thing open, but it speaks for itself. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and cut another piece out. This is going to be my slice. And lay it down on my plate here. And then finish, I'll just put a little bit of this sauce. All it is chicken stock and a little bit of butter. And this right here, my friends, is my beef Wellington.
needs to be in for 20 minutes. Mom, can you set a timer on your phone for 20? Because I'm making this video.
But I'm telling you that in
Be serious.
the outer part of the crust is so incredibly sweet, sort of perfectly cooked. I'm really happy with the color that how it turned out. Those mushrooms that we can try to held together really well. I can see that crepe is like acting as sort of
Just hold down your power button.
airy, eggy divider between the mushrooms, that like juicy interior, and that really crispy exterior. So the crepe is the perfect transition between the outside, which is this crusty, beautiful golden brown crust, and the inside where you have moist, tenderloin, kind of enveloped by those mushrooms. So we go ahead and give this a try. I'm dipping my sauce here. I've never had beef Wellington, and this is mind blowing. To me, beef Wellington is always one of those things that maybe looks really cool, but probably doesn't taste that good. And you can mark my words right here. This tastes incredible.
Did you get the timer set?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, Gordon, having to deal with bad food, bad chefs, bad restaurants all the time. People might even forget that Gordon actually enjoys eating. Like we've seen in our two previous videos, it does happen. It's just pretty rare. That's why we continue to search high and low so we could show more of those happier times in Gordon's life. First up, sausage rolls. Sausage rolls are a popular British snack. So, when Dustin decided to cook them for Gordon, he was making a bold move.
Instead of using the banger sausage, I used spicy Italian sausage. What have you got there? It's actually just puff pastry.
Worse yet, Dustin got confused with Gordon's nationality.
I figured English, Italian, tried to, kill two birds with one stone. I'm Scottish.
This blunder wasn't enough to take the excitement out of Ramsay, though. After all, he loved the dish.
It goes hand in glove. Pint of beer, sausage roll.
Dustin was apprehensive when Gordon took the first bite, but then Gordon took another bite, and then another.
Another one. Oh, chef, how about some for the rest of us?
Getting Gordon Ramsay to enthusiastically eat your whole dish is quite a life achievement.
That.
Before we move on to more Gordon goodness, show your love and hit the subscribe button and never miss a new video from us here at Battle Talk. Now, back to the show. The miraculous vegan burger.
You want some vegan?
No, chef. Just in case you didn't know, Gordon isn't the biggest fan of veganism.
Chicken line half. Not vegetarian in sight anywhere.
But then came Shane, who made a vegan burger with avocado fries and with sriracha sauce. His fake meat was done with black beans and brown rice.
Look at the color of that. That looks like a Greek burger, young man.
With his first bite, Gordon was impressed. He loved it.
Everything about this burger and size is really spot on.
The avocado fries look like a delicious snack, especially especially when dipped in that sriracha sauce. All in all, you could say that this burger was miraculous. Why?
You just turned me vegan tonight. Shame to say, what's up?
Impressing Gordon on live TV.
Delicious. Yes, this is something competition. I'm going to speak to you close to my next day.
You gotta wonder what's wrong with the people who decided to compete in the F word. If Gordon hates your food, you're going to have to endure all the criticism live and unedited. Here, he was going to try dishes from both teams. First, it's the critique of the team licensed to grill.
So tasty. It's rustic, I love the heat, and that chimichurri stuff is all without freshness and mix. Good job.
Now, it's time for the next team. Chop it like it's hot.
This here on top of chimichurri. They're lovely with crispy or something.
He dipped the quesadilla in the creamy avocado sauce, and it was just too tasty for combo.
Rich, creamy, really good.
How about that? Gordon ate 2 dishes in a row prepared by different groups and loved both of them. That may be as rare as Gaby's Comet.
Amazing job.
Just some good fries.
Delicious.
All different types of chefs from all corners of the world have tried to impress Gordon Ramsay. And others
It might not
have
be a
failed.
medium
And
rare.
the reaction to this clip from the
It might be more of a well done.
The challenge? To cook some
Yeah.
grilled French fries.
Cause it's more of a
Sometimes
smaller
to cook
steak.
Chinese fries, Gordon was at a loss for words.
How many times a week do you make fries at home?
At least once a week. My kids love French fries. They looked perfectly thick and were all pretty much uniform. They had very consistent cuts with the same shape and length. But, of course, they also tasted delicious.
That is just utter perfection. Very good.
A cheap dessert.
Delicious.
The last elimination test, you were in the bottom 3, no?
Yes, sir.
Is today different? No.
When Luca got called up, he wasn't confident at all.
Banana cake with pesto cream and strawberry compote.
He didn't even believe his cake was properly cooked. Chef Joe was the first to evaluate, and lo and behold, Luca was wrong.
It looks so bad.
I think it's the banana.
It's the banana.
Next up, it was Gordon's turn to taste it. The cake might have been cooked, but would Gordon find it good?
It's a nice crust. Bananas are tasty. Yeah. You know, it actually tastes quite nice.
Getting a quite nice from Gordon Ramsay is not a small accomplishment.
And with less than $5 of ingredients.
Bananas Foster from a flamboyant chef.
Delicious.
No one was quite like Tommy Walton, who was a fashion designer turned chef.
There's only one apron. And God made me to show those others how to wear it.
But Tommy wasn't just entertaining to watch, he was also a good chef.
You know, this has got a lot of drama in it, and I always love to bring.
Aww.
What?
I was watching that.
Oh. I will fast forward. It didn't say.
There are infinities that are bigger than other infinities.
At T-Mobile, we believe you should get more. That's why we merged with Sprint.
Oh, Gordon, having to deal with that dude. Great chef.
Delicious.
No one was quite like Tommy Walton, who was a fashion designer turned chef.
There's only one apron. And God made me to show those others how to wear it.
But Tommy wasn't just entertaining to watch. He was also a good chef.
You know, this has got a lot of drama in it, and I always love to bring the drama to the dinner table.
When it came to the critiques, Tommy was called first, which, as you can imagine, made him very happy.
Bananas Foster with maple and bourbon cream, garnished with Granny Smith apples.
The inside had an even more delicious ingredient. It harbored a sweetened cream cheese. For all of you who have a sweet tooth, this probably will look quite tempting.
And you haven't just done the sort of cheap flambe because the whole crepe is coloured beautifully.
Gordon was wowed by it.
It's rich, it's sumptuous, it's steeped in alcohol.
Gordon summed it up in just one word.
Delicious. Merci beaucoup.
A kid chef with a phenomenal dish.
Delicious. Let's see if this New Yorker has what it takes to steal our first response challenge.
Watching MasterChef Junior, you sometimes get the impression that some of these kids are even better than the adults. Take Rennie's lamb chops, for example. It looked like something straight out of an expensive restaurant.
Lamb chops with a roasted eggplant puree and cheese biscuits.
Gordon was in awe, not surprisingly.
Moist, crisp. It is absolutely phenomenal. Eggplant puree, delicious. Seasoned beautifully.
The meat was perfectly seared, just the way Gordon likes it.
The lamb is cooked with finesse, look at that nice.
To sum things up, just let Gordon have the final word.
Great start, great job. Well done.
An impressive salmon.
Delicious. So you must be the only person in this country tonight that has a ball to blacken a salmon.
When the judges revealed the main ingredients of the challenge, Christian was one contestant who seemed sure he would do a good job.
It's time to show these clowns what I really got.
Showing confidence in reality shows usually isn't a great look, as editors often cut these scenarios in such a way to set up people to fail.
But no, here too. Big friend.
But that wasn't the case with Christian. First of all, his plate looked amazing.
How many minutes we got left?
When Ramsey cut the salmon open, you could almost taste it. It looked incredible. After getting so many compliments from Gordon, Christian even relaxed a bit.
Is it food? Or is it
10.
This is me on a plate.
The salmon tasted amazing, with the spices on the dish tying it all together. And OMF.
Okay, so this is already a really long video, so I'm gonna end it right here
When Jenna's helped
and get back whenever it's cooked.